Hello YouTube. We did a little improving to this thing. It is kind of hard to get this to show up on camera, so I got a white background. But this was a good improvement. I can flick it out. Excuse me. We took a rounded file with a curved, well, it's not a round rat tail file, you know, they're rounded, curved, one side's curved, one side's flat, and we smoothed this out so there's no sharp edges along here. Okay, now this stuff is kind of an odd plastic, whatever it is. It will turn gray, but what I did was, when you're done, you kind of tell. This side is, I cleaned it with rubbing alcohol. This side I put a little oil to it. See how it's got a little sheen? Chapstick, lip balm, anything will work. That's actually what I used, was chapstick. Well, it's petroleum-based oil in this stuff, so same thing as grease or oil, but greatly improved it. Okay, pretty easy to take apart. Got rid of the clip, belt clip, pocket clip. These screws go in these little pieces on either side, so you may have to hold it with a needle nose pliers. That's what I did. That's got the gripping on it. You take those out. Liner lock. I bent that over because it was not in the center. Excuse me again. My throat's dry. I should take a drink before I video. Anyway, no time to edit. Let's roll with it. Okay, we did that part to it. We got some white lithium grease down in these cheapy Teflon washers. And I could take a picture of them, but you might be able to see they're white down there. It's kind of hard to tell whether this is focused while I'm looking through the viewfinder of the camera. But I messed up. You see your little pin? See your little pin there? Okay, I lost that. Now, I was working on a white piece of paper. I had a piece of masking tape folded over, up in the corner to stick my screws to. Well, when I took this apart, I didn't see the pin fall out. So that's where it got me. I should have been paying attention, because after that it was gone. What I did was, I took a piece of drill bit, used my not digital, but dial calipers, measured the width across here, because you got to go through the holes in the metal, and you got to stay inside of the scales. That's what they call these. I just call them sides, but they're scales. And got lucky on the right size bit, so figured I'd show my mistake. Beware when you take stuff apart. And I was even on a nice clean surface, so it is a lot better. It feels a lot better. I used some 220 sandpaper, and I sanded even on this. This is a lot smoother. This was real rough. It felt like a cheese grater. So I improved the cheap little knife, but this was one of the biggest improvements. You're not going to flick that out like that. It's not a spring assist, so I don't have a spring. But you can go like this and flick your hand, which if I get, crank you up here and see if we can get a little more distance here. Let's close it up to see if I can show this real fancy technique. Just kind of flick your hand. So that's nice. You got to be able to open and close a knife with one hand. You could be working, you could be stuck, you could be tangled up in a seat belt in a vehicle. I mean, you only got one hand, so that's why you carry a knife like this, so you can open up one-handed, close it one-handed. And for people who like pocket clips, I should have mentioned that. This is a 4-way. You don't see this on too many knives. 4 different ways you can put the pocket clips. See them extra holes? But so just beware if you're going to take one apart. I did bend this over for the lock, because it was barely catching in there. Now it's in the center, which could be bad. You get wearing too much, or you play with these knives too much doing that, you might jam it. You might fling that thing over there all the way. So thanks for watching. Entirely too long a video. Like I said, in the winter time, things do get boring. I tend to make some inside videos working on small stuff and ramble on too much. So there you go. We'll snap a couple pictures of it. Try to get some close-ups so you can see how nice and smooth these edges look. Because if you looked at the first video where I showed it, you could tell it was like a knife edge. So thanks again for watching.